Yo, what the fuck is good, pussies?
What's good, everybody? Back again. Another episode of What Did We Just Watch? Your boy Evan.
Bobby.
And it's a Pota!
Fucking loser. Alright, yeah. So we're back again with another episode.
I'm gonna make my trademark.
Yeah. And yeah. And as you can read, we're doing Jingle All the Way.
No one that listens to this can read.
Yeah, it's probably true. So, but if you found this by blindly clicking, we're watching Jingle All the Way. Classic Christmas movie, since the Christmas time has just passed, and we did record this beforehand, but it got fucked up, so we're trying to run it back because of nice compute. But
technical difficulties, but
yeah, so
we gotta run it back because this movie's just too good.
Yeah,
it's too much of a classic.
I think it's more of a user error than
it's a classic. Yeah. We'll go.
If there's anybody out there that's our age, this movie kind of defined a childhood at one point.
Oh yeah.
Like if you haven't seen this, then there's something wrong with you. You should go watch it.
I think I was 5 when this came out.
Yeah, this movie was 96.
Well, I remember
I was like 6.
96.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was 5. I was in daycare.
Yeah, so 1996, Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, some classic soundboard, fucking Arnie, you know what I mean, that you know so well. But let's just fucking go ahead and get into this fucker, because we gotta slide.
Holy shit.
So, okay, I'm gonna give a little synopsis.
Acting!
Yeah, so workaholic Howard Langston, Arnie, wants to make things up to his son, Jamie, fucking Anakin, and his wife. He promises to get Jamie the hottest toy of the season, Turbo Man, even though he can't pronounce it. Even though it's Christmassy, yeah. Turbo! And the toy is practically sold out. As Arnie hunts down the elusive gift, he runs into fucking Sinbad, the mailman, another father who we don't know really has a child or not.
Best part of the movie.
Yeah, he's definitely the best. On the same quest. With the clock winding down, the longest day ever in history.
For real.
Yeah, with the clock winding down, Arnie's moral code is tested as he starts to learn the real meaning of Christmas. Director Brian Levant, I want to say. Levant. He looks disgusting.
Oh my god, he looks
hideous.
Like a fucking
Oh,
pedophile.
he did the Flintstones live action, The Spy Next Door, Beethoven, this classic, Scooby-Doo, one of the fucking versions, and the Are We There Yet?
Yeah, that's a rip-off version. It's not even the OG
like the older,
version.
It's not even the one with fucking, with
Matthew, whatever.
And Freddie Prinze.
Dillard?
Yeah.
Matthew Dillard?
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, that babe. Sarah Michelle Gellar?
No, it's
Buffy.
No.
Buffy.
Yeah, it was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Because
they're married now.
Yeah, she has multiple names.
Yeah.
They are?
I believe so.
Freddie Prinze and her. Yeah,
and the hot chick from.
Oh yeah, she's a babe.
The gaming movie. What the fuck am I thinking?
Damn,
of
there's
right
a lot of people.
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy.
Yeah,
Damn, she's fucking fine.
She's a babe.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
even as Velma. She could stay as Velma.
She's a babe.
Those glasses are getting.
So let's. Photo likes him. You can't see because he's fucking so hideous. He's like he doesn't want you to see him.
That's why I wear a mask.
Yeah. All right. So the movie opens up with Turbo Man. It's a TV show. Opens up with Turbo Man and some ugly ass kid. Fuck. This is exactly what happened last time. All right, hold on. Okay.
What happened last week?
I fucked it because I can't read it because I.
This is the first time.
Oh yeah. All right. So the movie opens up with a TV show of Turbo Man, and there's some ugly ass kid in the show, and he's like with Turbo Man, and there's a bad guy, and they're battling, and the bad guy's like ta Turbo Man. And then he fucking like shoots his fists at him. You know, he's battling. They're battling.
The cringe within 10 seconds of the film.
So it's terrible. And then, it pans out and it's little Anakin. He's watching a TV show. And he's fucking flipping out about the show. He loves it. He can't get enough of it. He fucking is mesmerized. He ends up saluting the show. He is fucking locked in. This kid is a fucking Nazi soldier.
He literally stood up and saluted.
That literally
said the little saying, like the little farewell, salute, cheer thing that he had.
You could have green screened like a fucking picture of Hitler on there doing a speech and him just saluting and like
Sieg Heil!
Yeah, this kid's just hailing to whoever. Fucking just hail the fucking picture.
Watch a TV show and he's like brainwashed, like fuking hailing to this fucking random Turbo Man.
You see the spins in his eyes.
This whole movie is a giant commercial. I heard that they actually planned on, or they did make a Turbo Man doll. So this whole thing was a giant
commercial. I never fucking got one. I remember when I was a kid.
Shit.
I never even heard that. I didn't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
when I was a kid and the movie came out, I'm like, Mom, Dad, Christmas, I want a Turbo Man doll.
Well, no, the point of it is like this whole movie is like, oh man, the
consumerism.
No, it's like the consumerism of Christmas. So you have to buy toys and the love of Christmas. But then the movie is a fucking giant commercial to sell fucking toys to the consumer culture.
They probably sold out. People are beating each other up over it. They're like, wait. Have you guys not seen the movie?
Hold on. Are you saying that they made actual Turbo Man dolls in real life?
Yes.
They did?
Yes.
What?
I'm gonna Google if there's a Turbo Man doll right now. Hold on.
I thought they didn't exist.
Nah, so they got. But I'm just saying how.
Damn, dude, I might just fucking look one up.
Speaking
on,
of Sinbad
today,
today, somebody posted a pic. I saw a picture of the Sinbad Shazam movie.
Holy tits.
Or whatever. You know, remember it's like
he's in,
that movie that they said never existed, but it really did, and they got rid of it because it fucked his career up. But I just saw it today. It was funny as fuck.
I'm down.
He did play a magical dude?
Literally, someone had the VHS cassette, like a picture of it.
That's insane.
And they got rid. They like
because I think everybody
because they tried to make a team. Yeah, they
Kazam.
This was Shazam.
Yeah.
It was like the whole like Shazam thing. And then everybody got it confused with Kazam.
Yeah, I do. I do remember him wearing that.
Everybody said
outfit.
it was like that weird like fucking thing. It was like, does everybody remember this movie? But
it was a movie.
Yeah, and they tried to get rid of it.
I thought it was like a
dude. You type in the word turbo, the first thing comes up is Turbo Man.
Okay.
Yo,
what?
$800 for a Turbo Man doll.
They stopped making it.
Dude, legit, you can buy Turbo Man dolls.
Yeah,
that's real.
So that's the whole. That's like how this movie.
So make a movie to be like, it's not about the fucking toys for your kids, it's about the love of Christmas and this and that.
The movie's over. The kid was like, I want a Turbo Man doll.
And then at the end of it, they're like,
fuck the
let's sell
message.
Turbo Man dolls and then do the exact same thing in the movie and fucking make people hate everybody for it.
Okay, so the next thing is his mom comes down into the room and tells him that his dad Arnold is gonna be late for his like fucking karate recital. Like he always is, apparently, which is we learn that he's like a dad that's just a workaholic motherfucker.
I mean, that very, very clear.
Yeah. And then because it cuts to him, hard cut to his office, and they're having the most insane fucking like Christmas party ever. Down. It's like multiple floors. You know what I mean? They're going in.
They're popping bottles.
Yeah, like it's
everybody's
insane.
Wearing fucking little costume outfits, like accessories and shit. There's a guy in the corner beating off behind a bush.
Yeah, bro. Like there's people just like smashing. It's a giant orgy. So and then here it's like Arnold on the phone, and he's talking on the phone. He's making sales calls, and like he's calling all these different customers, and in between. Or while he's on the phone, his secretary comes up with literal cue cards to trying to tell him like
poster board cue cards.
It's your fucking son's karate recital. Anakin needs to see you. Or he's gonna turn into Darth Vader. You need to go. And then there's like a fucking montage of Arnie just on the phone call with different people. You're my favorite customer.
Number one customer.
Oh yeah,
the same
my number one. Yeah, he's like a motherfucking script reading pussy.
You're my number one customer.
Yeah, so everyone's his number one fucking customer. You know what I'm saying? And
then his wife calls.
Yes.
No. He's still on the phone with the customers and shit like that. And his assistant comes up. And she starts flowing fucking pieces of paper.
I just fucking said that.
Oh, you did say that. All right, cool. We're going to cut that part out.
And then his wife, and you were right. And then
his wife calls.
He's like 30 more minutes, or 20 more minutes, and he's like, then she does the next few cards. Like, you said that 20 minutes ago. Yeah. You're gonna miss another one. Blah blah blah. You're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Then his wife calls and he answers, and he's like talking to her like she's a customer. He's like, yes, honey. And then at the end, he's like, all right, bye.
You're my number one customer. Wait, honey, no.
And then she hangs up on him.
I'll get to the chopper, and then he runs out with no shirt on.
He runs out to the chopper and flies there.
Yeah. So
but not a helicopter. It's a motorcycle.
Yeah. So he's on his chopper.
Get on my chopper.
So he's on his chopper and he finally leaves work, but then of course he hits fucking traffic and it seems like he's not gonna get there.
And the night before Christmas Eve, it's like of course everybody's trying to go places. It's like the whole of course.
So it cuts to now we're back at the karate thing and the mom and the neighbor and everyone's watching the recital and shit like that.
Creepy ass neighbor already.
And then this is where we learn I forgot his name.
Ned.
And then this is where we just figure out like he's just this divorcee that all these chicks want.
It's Ted. Excuse me, Ted.
Like all these women
Ned
want.
Flanders.
He doesn't want anything of it because we find out he wants.
No, he slings that dick around.
No, I'm just saying. But right now,
he probably slings a dick around in between, but he's going for her.
He's
but
going
he
for
doesn't.
her mom.
He wants them to shut up.
In this scene, all these chicks want him. He's playing it off because he wants Anakin's mom.
Like the husbands are just standing there like they don't mean anything. Like
yeah.
Fine, fuck it.
So that's
and it's a facade for the pussy.
Yeah, exactly. So he's this nice guy. So cut back. Arnie's stuck in traffic, and he's trying to do that classic movie, you pull in the shoulder and just start booking. He's literally like laughing like he's never he's the first person ever thinking that. Oh, what the fuck? No one ever thought of going down the shoulder before. Now I'm fucking smartest man alive.
You fucking piece of shit.
Dumb fucking bitch. So then stupid ass.
And the stupid fuck got what he deserved, and the cop pulled him over.
Yes.
Dude, it's like cold as fuck snowing. Like why would there be motorcycle cops out?
Well, hold on. What was his response when the cop came up to the window?
What did he say?
Was I speeding, officer?
Oh.
No, you're driving on the shoulder for like 7 miles.
What makes you so special just because you're fucking gigantic? Like, what the fuck?
Guess what? You're big as fuck doesn't mean you can't get shot, motherfucker.
Yeah, fucking pussy.
Bitch.
So he gets pulled over and then...
Was I speeding? Like,
dumb fuck.
That's your first response? Like, are you trying to, like, distract the cop? Like, that you weren't driving on the shoulder for 9 miles? Like... The fuck?
Fucking guy.
Asshole.
So it cuts back to Anakin doing some terrible ass karate.
And he breaks a piece of cardboard, by the looks of it. And he gets
I think it's construction paper.
Oh, yeah, okay, because they do the thing where...
Well, no, it's rigid enough to where it literally broke in half perfectly.
Yeah, because they're doing the ceremony where they have...
Perforated edges.
Where they're doing their new belts, and they have to chop through, like, pieces of wood, and it's inside there.
God, these kids are, like, 3, and they're just, like, flicking it with their finger, and all the wood's, like, exploding.
It's, like, fucking basically falling apart.
They're already pre-cut, and the guy's just holding it together, and they're just kind of breaking the fucking tension.
Yeah, so whatever. They do horrible karate. The cop... And it's intertwined with him Arnold getting, like, a DUI test and all that bullshit. And, yeah, Anakin gets his purple belt, and he... Yeah, karate chops the wood. Arnie finally fucking pulls up. He's fucking running in, and for some reason...
First of all, before even this, he pulls up, and you see him pull up. There are no cars in the parking lot.
The school is empty. The school is black. Like, all the lights are off in the school.
How do you get in?
Exactly. He's just inside the school wandering around. You see him run down the hallway.
There was a janitor there, but even
he's in the fucking...
The janitor's just staring. Hey.
The classic move.
Who are you? Get out of this school.
Why are you here?
Can I help you?
But it's a classic scene where, like, in the background, the guy's just sweeping.
Confetti? Yeah. Why is there confetti in a karate?
And the lights are off. Why does he like working?
The janitor, he can't, like, they're not, like, all right. Everybody left. Turn the lights off.
Oh yeah, then
maybe he lives in the cave in the cellar.
And then the whole time before this, while he's driving, the cutscene is Arnold's like, he keeps saying, "I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it." And then it cuts to him walking in, and he saved this for the 30 minutes to get here. Then he goes, "I didn't make it." Like, who did you finish that for?
You could have said that when you pulled in the parking lot.
Your kid's karate thing started an hour before you left your job, you asshole.
Like, you're pretty positive. At least your wife was there with your son, so you could have noticed the car there, but there was nothing.
Right?
So fucking dumb.
How? You left
nice job
an hour and a half ago, and it started 2 hours ago.
Your eyes!
Yeah. So, okay, whatever. Arnold gets home. Finally gets home, and when he gets home, he sees Ted on his roof finishing up an elaborate setup of Christmas lights. And then my question is,
how long was he up there for?
That's what I'm like. It took Arnold like 3 hours to get to the fucking recital. Then he comes back home, and this guy does a full fucking set of fucking Christmas lights.
Yeah.
The entire roof.
He decorated his entire house.
It's done. So Arnold's been fucking taking forever. I don't know what the fuck he had going on.
And it's late at night, so I can't assume traffic is bad.
Yeah. So
unless he lives like 3 hours.
Who knows? I don't even know where it takes place. But yeah, so then he starts talking to Ted Arnold, and he's like, and then Ted starts sneak dissing him because he's like, yeah, I had to do it for you guys since you didn't do it yourself. He's like talking all this shit. Ted sneak disses him and all this shit. Okay.
Yeah, but also, why would you just put up somebody else's fucking Christmas?
He's trying to fuck the mom.
Of course. Fuck it.
The game is different. The divorcee game is different. He's just trying to be a good guy.
I'm just trying to be neighborly, and maybe he'll kind of warm me up to my cock.
Yeah, because he knows Arnold's gonna fuck
little
up.
Eggnog, little egg cock.
First of all, let's acknowledge the balls on Ted for trying to fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
He's a tiny ass dude, and he is a monster.
Monster Austrian guy.
Yeah, he would snap you in that. Mid-90s, where like Arnold just came out of like Vietnam and shit. Like fucking
dude with like a normal dad bod.
He reminds me of
bakes two people up later with one hand each. Like, that fucking guy's a fucking
with no effort. Like he just has like a slight strain in his face, but that is it.
He has that Total Recall strain in his face.
Fucking fake confetti or fake putty. So Arnold goes inside and he's trying to apologize to the son, to Anakin, but he wants nothing of it. He's just looking around, ignoring him. He's doing his eye rolls. He starts walking up to his room. And then Arnold fucking chases him up there. And
2 sets of stairs to get up there.
Yeah, they have his crib is insane.
He's yelling at him. He's like, "Hey, come talk to me. I'm your father." And
he's like, "No,
Anakin slams the door in his face.
You're Austrian, and none of us are. We're normal people."
No one questions that.
It's just a random dude in like middle. Oh, they're in Ohio, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Remember Mall of America.
Oh yeah. So he knocks on the door. In a split second, completely changes his attitude. Like it's a completely different character. Knocks on the door. He comes in. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing, champ?"
It was awkward. He's like,
picks up the karate belt.
How do you... is this the belt? And he puts it on his head and does all these moves. It's like, you were just yelling at him 2 seconds ago, and now you're trying to be buddy-buddy with the boy. wearing his belt on his head like you're a fucking Ninja Turtle.
He's like checking off things to test that with his kid. Okay, maybe I should try being heavy-handed, being aggressive. No, they don't. Oh, now I'm gonna be his best friend.
Close the door and open it up.
I'm gonna be a clown. Oh, is this how you do it? He starts fucking flexing and all this shit, and this whole time Anakin has his head down drawing, which he's drawing at like a fucking insanely
He's at like a college. He's at like college art program.
Yeah, like what the fuck? It's insanely good.
He's the chosen one.
And so then they start talking. You know, Jamie, Anakin, the kid, starts finally opening up to him. And he's like, you keep missing these things, Dad. You know what I mean?
Breaking your promises.
You keep breaking your promises.
I made the yellow belt. It's like, but you missed the blue and something.
Yeah, he's like purple.
But I made this one.
It's 1 away from green and 3 away from black. Like he makes this, you know, arbitrary fucking thing like it means something.
Hold on. I mean, a purple belt for a 9-year-old. I don't know if that
each different little dojos or whatever got their own different fucking system. I mean,
true.
Yeah,
they're kids. It's not like they're really like.
Yeah, you saw them. They broke fucking.
I mean, a lot of them start as kids, and then you know.
Yeah, but if he's getting blue, yellow, purple when he's that young, I'm sure he's not.
I saw his karate chop. That's not.
I guarantee if you take a 15-year-old kid,
he's 3 away from black apparently.
And you go to
hit the board with his fingers.
I would whoop this kid's ass.
You don't hit it with the fingers.
If you go to like a 14-year-old actual real karate tournament, like teenage kids, and that kid's a purple belt, 3 away from black. They're really actually fighting each other. Like they're actually fighting each other.
It looks like an anime fight scene.
Yeah.
Where they're just like jumping off of fucking
rope wire tricks.
So I'm pretty sure this kid's level of karate color belts are just, you know, like, hey. Imagine when you get older, like you follow karate for even longer after that, like no one else does, but you keep going. It's like you got to start back at white. It's like I'm already a black belt. And you're like,
that's what
you're 7.
Do.
Yeah, it's like I've been a black belt since I was 8, bro. Like, are you serious? I'll kill you right now with 2 fingers and be like, you're 7. Yeah, I'll kick you in the head.
So the little kid, he's furious at this time. You know what I mean?
That was funny. He's gonna kick him in the head.
He's gonna finish. All right. So all right. So the kid's fucking furious at this time. He doesn't want anything to do with his dad. But then Arnold's like, man, how can I make it up to you? He's like, is there anything you really want for Christmas, like a toy? And the kid fucking immediately just fucking starts jumping for joy and loves his fucking dad. And he just starts...
That's all it matters.
That's all it took. He just needed a toy.
Yeah.
He starts reciting verbatim the fucking TV commercial of Turbo Man.
Literally, it even says, and batteries not included.
This kid is fucking brainwashed.
For sure.
They could have taken him to a psychiatrist.
They could have put Hitler on there and he would have been like, Sieg Heil. We are not that superior. We're the superior race. Well, his dad is Austrian, you know. He is pretty Austrian.
The kid is blonde.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He does get crazy. Later on, he does turn into a fucking psychopath.
So he literally, he throws his arm around his dad and says, oh my god, I love you, Dad. Like, immediately forgets. Immediately.
See what happened, Jim?
Yeah, so, and then it goes to the morning, you know, and the kid's eating breakfast. Mom's making...
It's Christmas Eve.
Some shit. Yes, Christmas Eve. Arnold comes down and he forgot to get the fucking toy. Mm-hmm. And his wife reminds him, he's like, yeah, I got it. Sure, the toy's at the office, which was complete bullshit. And as he's leaving, Anakin is like, no, you can't go. There's the parade. He's like, what parade? He's like, oh, the parade that we go to every year. Well, the one that Mom and I went to last year because you missed it. And the year before that. So I guess it's just something that Mom and I do.
Yeah, he's never gone.
Kid's like so advanced.
But let's get...
He's like, no, I will be there. I'm going to the office to...
So this is when we can kind of give a timeline to how like long this fucking day is.
This is in the morning, so let's say this is what, 7:30?
It has
7
to be
in the morning?
Least.
Like the earliest it can be, maybe even 6:30.
And mind you, the parade
pushing it.
ends up being in the day. We don't get to nighttime.
Daytime, but daytime, like seemingly around like 10, 11 o'clock.
It doesn't look like overcast. It's not 4
It's
or
not
5.
past noon. No fucking way.
The sky is fucking shining. You know, the sun is shining.
So let's give a time frame. Let's say this is 7 o'clock in the morning.
It has to, because when they get there, the stores aren't even open. So it's got to be mad early.
Yes.
And it's on Christmas Eve, so I'm assuming the stores will open early.
Yeah. Well, back then they didn't.
What's the Mall of America?
Yeah, well,
they're probably like,
I'm talking out of my ass.
Yeah.
So talking to your ass next time.
So he walks out the door and he sees the neighbor, Ted. He's holding a fucking reindeer. First of all, where do you get a reindeer?
Yeah, for real.
They have reindeers like that in Ohio? Maybe? Anyways, he comes out with a fucking reindeer, and then,
yeah, it's fucking hilarious, because
he starts talking.
So this is the funniest line I was reading. Yeah, so right now, so he's like, what the hell do you do with this reindeer afterwards and stuff like that? So then Ted just looks at him and he goes, I've been watching a family of deer down by Lake Minnetonka. I thought I'd take them down there and set them free. Nature's gonna take them in as one of their own. Like just the fucking
and on top of that,
funniest delivery ever.
This guy's gonna go release a fucking reindeer down by Lake Minnetonka to a fucking herd of like white-tailed regular deer or
black-tailed. He's like they got the body of Fabio and the hair of like fucking Tarzan.
Go down to Lake Minnetonka. Got a little family deer. You're literally taking a reindeer from like probably like northern Canada, like fucking all that shit, and you're just sort of like, go down to the lake. Fucking Ohio and just release them to a fucking herd of regular white-tailed or black-tailed deer.
Take them in as one of their own.
So, which pretty much means he didn't rent a reindeer. He bought a reindeer.
Or stole it.
Yeah, or something.
For one day.
I want another movie of him.
That is a lot of money to spend to try to get some pussy.
Yeah. The next movie should be of his life. That dude's a trip. And then
I would not do that.
And then when the reindeer like
cost so much, you probably just fucked the reindeer.
No
way. And then the reindeer like
barks
or whatever you want to call it, like at Arnold, and he's like, oh, I don't know. He usually likes everybody. He's like, this must be something about you, and just like looks at him.
You just got him this morning. How do you know his personality?
Fucking retarded. So.
How do you know this reindeer's personality? You just got him.
So he finally gets in the car and he's driving off. Boom, on his way to the toy store. He gets to the toy store and he's waiting in line. And he kind of like doesn't he make his way all the way to the fucking front?
Oh yeah, okay.
He shoves his way to the front.
All the way to the front.
It's literally fucking packed, like a packed concert where you're standing. Literally
one of the largest malls in the world.
So Arnold just not even pushes his way, just lightly just goes by, says excuse me, walks all the way to the front.
Everybody just lets him go.
He gets to the front.
Which makes sense because he's fucking giant.
And it's closed, and he looks inside to the door because it's locked. He's like, can you open up? They're like, not yet. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, whoa, gets him back, starts pushing him back, but then all of a sudden just stops halfway, and then he meets Sinbad. We're right in front of fucking Sinbad.
Yes!
The best character.
The best character in the film / terrorist. So, they're talking to each other, and turns out Sinbad is on the hunt for a Turbo Man doll as well.
For his son, the exact same mission.
So the store finally opens, and before they open, the employees come out and they make an announcement to the whole crowd.
Wait, hold on.
On a Fisher Price.
Before this, they start talking about just Christmas in general, and I thought this was funny as fuck. And
and he was talking about his past.
No, well, no, not even. They start going he's talking to Arnold, and he just starts venting, and he's like, it's just a consumerist holiday made by corporations, and it's like, your kid wants you to get a toy, and if you don't get it, he ends up hating you, and then all this, he starts freaking out, and then he fucking starts choking a random woman.
He starts choking a random woman.
And then he just eventually stops, looks around, and then he's looking at Arnold, and he's like,
nobody's preventing him from doing it. Everybody's just staring at him.
She didn't say anything afterwards either.
But then the funny thing that I thought he said, he's like, because I took a semester of psychology at junior college, so I know what I'm talking about. I just thought that was fucking hilarious. Yeah. So, at this point, the people don't come out and say anything. They just open the door, then they trample him. Yeah. Remember? And then they trample the guy to death.
Oh, yeah, that's later with the ball.
So, they finally open the door, and then they trample this one guy to death.
The manager comes out in a fucking Fisher Price the little radio you put against...
Not yet. Right now, they're on a rampage at this one. That's later when they got the ball.
Yeah, they trample him.
They just trample him now, and it's a frenzy.
So they trample him, and boom, everybody's in the store fucking wreaking havoc and shit. And he's running around looking for this Turbo Man, and all he can fucking find was Booster,
which is a running joke. Everybody hates Booster.
The villain, which I forget his fucking name.
I don't even know. But fuck
it doesn't matter. He's a loser. And those are the only two dolls. So they're looking around, and can't find shit. So he decides to go and ask an employee. As soon as he asks an employee, apparently it's the funniest fucking joke in the world.
He's got laughs uncontrollably.
And then he look around at other people. He looks around at other employees and like, this guy went to Turbo Man, dog.
Oh my god!
Not even a chuckle.
Like a spontaneously combust.
Yeah.
He's like looking at other employees then. He's like, this guy went to fucking like dying laughing.
It was like the first time you saw somebody get kicked in the nuts. Type of shit.
It was
like just gut laughing, like you can't even breathe. Like.
And then he grabbed the guy Poop Mouth from
yeah,
he's in it. And then he tells him, and they both start laughing their fucking asses off.
And then start getting customers into it. And
they're
looking for a Turbo Man doll. And this woman is like,
she laughs her
ass off. And so, Arnie's had enough of this, so he fucking takes his big bulging biceps and literally grabs each of them by the fucking shirt and lifts them both up with one hand.
This is what we're talking about with Ted. This is why Ted's got some balls on him. He's got some cojones.
Ted better have hands, dog.
Ted, he ain't got no hands.
Ted's got a story.
Picks him up and he's like, hey, listen, I'm not fucking around. You gotta tell me where the fuck there's a Turbo Man doll or I'm gonna beat your fucking ass into a Bolivian.
Yeah, he's like... So nice.
Nice. And then I'll depacitate you.
Depacitate.
So then, they obviously shit their pants and like, well, I heard that this one store down the street has one. You might be able to go and, Oh, no, this lady.
Exactly,
yeah. The
like
lady
the biggest
customer
lie
I had
ever.
one on reserve.
Okay, first you laugh
And she just left. You might be able to convince her.
But it sounds like the biggest lie ever. First, you laugh in this guy's face uncontrollably because he asked if there's a Turbo Man. Then he chokes you out, and then you're like, oh wait, all of a sudden you know where there's a fucking Turbo Man. Like it just seems like he's lying to get out of the chokehold.
Oh fuck, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah, I heard this one down the street. That's the story. Like what the fuck? So stupid.
So fucking dumb.
Yeah, anybody being choked out by Arnold Schwarzenegger would go, just tell him anything he wants to fucking hear. Yeah. Tell me where's the Turbo Man doll at the store down the street. All right, stop killing me, please. Thanks, appreciate it.
So then I think what happens? He runs out,
and he sees the lady.
Yes.
Driving away.
Okay. Wait, is this the time?
Oh no, she was walking away.
She has like a brown bag classic with the fucking.
Like they give you, you go to a toy store and they give you a brown paper bag like it's a grocery store or something.
So he's weaving in and out. He just sees the Turbo Man, the back of it. And he's weaving in and out. He loses her, and then boom, he finally finds her, runs up to her, and this lady starts freaking the fuck out,
thinking he's gonna assault her, which rightly so.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean,
random guy walking on the street just grabs you by the arm or whatever. I don't blame
Christmas
her.
Eve, like you're walking with presents and shit. Of course, you think
you're in the middle
robbed.
of a city on a giant sidewalk with 100 people looking at you.
New York City, New York City, you'll get stabbed and shot right there. They're gonna step over you. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit. All right, go on though. Go on.
Anyway, she starts freaking out. He's like, man, no. Listen. I'm interested in your Turbo Man doll, and I'll pay you twice the money for that you paid for it. She's like, oh, really?
Before that, she automatically just wants to fuck him.
Yeah, she just looks up and down. She's like, I want that D in me.
I get it. Damn, this lady's a hustler, too, because he's like, I want that Turbo Man doll. She's like, yeah, sure. I got you, dog. Let me get that dick, too. Give me all that money, that dick, and then I'm going to psych it.
Yeah. So she agrees. She's like, you want my number, too? And he's like, just the doll. No, thank you. I appreciate it. So, boom, gives him the doll, and she's like, all right, cool, thanks, bye. And he's like, all right, he's relieved. He finally got the fucking doll. And now he can go back to his son. He looks at the doll. It's Booster!
Fucking dumbass.
It's
Why would you
Booster.
look at it?
This guy's an idiot.
He didn't ask. This is completely his fault.
Why would you be like, you bought a Turbo Man doll? She'd be like, no, I bought a Booster. Oh, fuck, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
Like a Turbo Man doll line, but it was Booster.
So,
so he's pissed off, throws it immediately in the trash.
Yeah, he just spent like $400 on a fucking
He looks
toy.
to the side, and then he sees the car driving off with the doll perfectly propped up in said brown leather
typical, like Toy Story-esque style.
It's
you're
like
getting in your car and you're like, hold on a second, let me make sure this Booster Man
in the back of a station wagon, just kind of perfectly propped up.
It's as if the car was going like 300 miles an hour and it was like sucked to the back of the window. It was just perfectly up there.
Her car was like jam-packed, and that is exactly where it sat. She was flaunting it. She's like, I got the last Turbo Man doll, motherfuckers. Fuck with me. So he's running down the street trying to flag her down. He's like, lady, slow down, stop. I need your doll. And she looks in the rearview mirror, sees this giant dude chasing her, freaks out, and hits the gas.
And she goes into fucking turbo. It's like,
188.
Fucking takes off.
So now we get a montage of Arnie just, looking through all these different stores, sold out. He's looking through payphones. Or looking through phone books. He's calling on payphones. This movie dates itself right here.
Okay, mind you, this has all happened.
Oh, yeah, still.
Time. So now let's think about the time.
He's already went. This is his first place he's gone to so far, right?
Before
we just ended. And now the montage. Now he's been montaged.
So let's average this out. So how long do you think he spent at that very first
I'm gonna
store?
say an hour. I'm gonna say because I'm gonna give him an hour. I'm gonna give him 30 minutes.
Let's say 30 minutes.
I'm gonna say 30
minutes. He got there right when they were about to open.
Because he just sat there. Yeah. I'm gonna say 30 minutes.
And he probably looked for 10 minutes, like fuck this, and then had the whole conversation. Boom. So we'll say 30 minutes. So it probably took him 30 minutes to even get there.
So 8:05 minutes, like 9. Yeah.
There's no street parking.
We'll say it's been an hour.
Okay. So it's been so 8 o'clock.
At least
leaving the first store.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole montage
of
him going to multiple
stores, calling, looking up
the whole time with the old lady.
How long do you think that took him?
I'm gonna give him another hour. I'm gonna give him
I would say 2.
All right, at least two. So it's got to be 11 by now.
4 stores.
Yeah, 11. It's got to be 11 by now.
And he's got to drive all around or walk all around. So it's got to be 11 o'clock. So this is the time that the parade should be starting.
Yeah. So, but okay.
Not even fucking close.
No. So So fuck it. So he's looking around, whatever, and then so now it cuts back to the house, and it's Anakin and his homie. They're like fighting against who's gonna be Turbo Man and all this shit. You know, they're trying to play, and inside the kitchen is Ted and then the mom, and what's up? I thought you were about to say something.
I was going to say something funny. He's trying to get his dick wet.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying to wet that thing up.
No, like I don't blame Arnold for being kind of heated. Like, I guess they're playing. The kids are playing, so never mind. So,
but
like,
still, like
I know, but.
All these things adding up.
The kids are friends, quote unquote.
Hey, it's a little play day. Make some cookies for Christmas. Exactly. Bake my cock inside your ass.
So that's what they're doing. He's over there. The wife's making cookies.
Her world famous handmade cookies.
And then the guy's like, Ted's like, why don't you go upstairs and take a shower or whatever?
Yo, when he takes the apron off of her.
Yeah, tell him.
Smooth as.
He's like,
fuck.
She feels dick print.
Yeah, for
she
sure.
Feels dick print.
For sure. Except if he has a tiny, probably, so she couldn't feel it.
Like smooth to the point where I will steal that for real life.
So this man goes,
I'm not even
upstairs,
kidding. I'm going to take that.
Hop in the bath, get yourself all nice and relaxed. He's like, I'll handle it. I'll watch the kids. And she's wearing an apron while she's baking. So it's tied around the back of her. Instead of coming around the back of her and untying it and like taking the apron off, he grabs her hips, goes chest to chest with her, reaches around her back, and like unties it. And you see him just like
give a good smell,
like a good smell and a squeeze. Like he just pushes her, like grabs her like by like the waist and just like pushes it against him.
You can tell at this point he's got a semi.
He's mushing it up against her.
He's mushing up his semi so she can feel it.
And she's like, oh. She just goes, oh.
She's like, oh. Like you see your face, and then
and then she took it.
So so she doesn't say anything, which is odd.
Yeah, she'd be like, hey, what the fuck?
And as my girl, I'd be kind of heated.
Yeah.
And then
if anybody's girl like.
That's
some random ass dude.
Like, that's a move.
I'm saying like, yo, chill.
That is like,
you're at least. She's like a
but
late
she
30s.
didn't take it for anything. She's like,
just like,
thank you. I'm gonna go.
Takes the apron off and she's like, okay.
Relax.
She's like, oh. Okay.
But then I thought that I think this dude's character is funny and the actor is great. So at this part, so she goes upstairs and he's there and he goes to eat the cookies and it burns his hand so hard and he's like, pipe down back there.
Yeah, kids are yelling while he gets burned. Yeah,
you see his personality,
his real character.
Yeah.
This is all facade to get that snap.
He's like the best character. I want to see more of this.
Like his man's going in on this fucking pussy game, so he's letting it ride. And like as soon as it burns him, this is the funniest shit. Cause the kid's like, yeah, what are you here? But in the background, he's like, oh, my God! He like gets all pissed off. He's like, he wanted to curse, but it's like a super kids movie. But you can know if in real life, he'd be like, fuck, shut the fuck up.
I think his wife killed him in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that actor. I forgot his name, but whatever.
I might be
confusing
him for somebody else.
He reminds me of Tom Arnold.
But okay. So Arnold calls the house, and then of course Ted answers because.
Why would you answer someone else? I won't even go in your refrigerator, and I've known you for fucking 20 years.
Maybe I'm gonna give him. This is me just playing devil's advocate. Maybe it's before the period of cell phones.
And it's like caller ID, and people know each other.
Messages for people like someone so and so called.
Hey, oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it was 95 when they probably filmed it.
And maybe it's like right around when caller IDs are coming up. Maybe he saw like.
I'm gonna give him that. I'll give him that. I'll give him the payphone.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
But still,
so
I wouldn't answer some of that.
And he calls him up, and then Ted is. I'm wondering if this was like the actor's idea or whoever. He's fucking eating cookie, orgasming, and talking to Arnold this whole time. He's just like,
his cookies and stuff.
And Arnold's like, what? You eat? Who told you could eat my cookies?
Your wife's cookies.
Who told you you can eat my cookies?
Put down that cookie. Put that cookie down.
Oh, your wife's cookie is so good.
It's so good. I need to get the recipe from Liz. I'm gonna get the recipe from Liz.
And he's about to like Hulk smash this.
I'm gonna get the recipe. Oh, I'm gonna get the recipe.
It's hilarious.
Wilding the fuck out like he's eating that
shit. And then he gives her his recipe.
Ooh.
For cock.
Yeah. So, alright, he hangs up, and then, of course, Sinbad is at like 2 payphones down, and just fucking
it's like back then when there's like 4 or 5 in a row.
No, it was a payphone within like a diner.
No, that's not now. That's not now. What's that now?
Oh.
They're on the street.
Oh,
on the street right now.
Yeah, no, I remember.
So, yeah, so then Sinbad is like a couple down, and they
I think we kind of neglected the fact that while in that first store, Sinbad actually tripped Arnold.
Oh yeah,
on the way out.
I forgot.
They got a little wrestling.
Okay, yeah.
They had a little scrap. They had a little scrap.
Yeah, they got a little head to head there.
Yeah, because at this time,
they scrapped it out for a little second.
So at this time, he comes around and he's like, "Hey, my apology back there.
You're trying to team up now." So yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to team up.
Exactly. And Arnold doesn't want any part of it. But then, of course, some guy just comes up running, screaming, running to his car. Like,
hey, did you hear?
There's Turbo Man's left in this one store, just fucking telegraphing it like a shit. Like, Jesus fucking
Like he's
Christ.
some sort of paper boy on the side of the road trying to sell a newspaper.
Yeah, so like, then all of a sudden, so they're off. Like, Arnold hops into his whip, tries to back up real quick, and backs up into a fucking motorcycle cop. And of course, who is it?
The same fucking dude.
That pulled him over from the lane.
And then does this happen? I'm pretty sure
the next morning. It's literally the next morning.
And then, next morning. And then, is this when he cuts him, then does he like drop his coffee cup or some shit, the cop?
Yeah. He comes out, he's like, goes to put his sunglasses on, he's like,
yeah.
He just drops it. He's like,
that wouldn't happen in real life.
I just paid fucking money for that. I'm not dropping it on the ground.
And that's a company vehicle. You wouldn't really care all too much.
Oh, it is a company private.
It's like it's his personal motorcycle.
So then,
paid by me.
Yes, I'm trying to give a shit. But okay, so then so now Sinbad and Arnold, they get there to this the next store, and this is when what you guys just mentioned. So now there's a guy with the fucking speaker box, and the way they're gonna do it, they have a limited amount of Turbo Men, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna have these.
Say nothing about the speaker box?
Huh?
A little on the speaker box.
Say what do you want to say about it?
This motherfucker literally is like speaking to a crowd of like 200 people at a store. Like you couldn't it's Christmas time and fucking craziness. You couldn't get a real megaphone. He comes out with a Fisher Price. Remember back in the 90s?
Yeah, he got the Fisher Price. It
was a little radio, had the cassette tape, and it was like white, red, blue, yellow.
When they get all this money off of Turbo Man, they can't
and it has the little microphone with the little fucking curly Q cord on it, and he literally puts it over his shoulder, and he's like, okay, attention, gas. It's like the loudest fucking thing ever. Like, you be sitting there talking to it, and you can't even hear it in real life. He's like, attention, gas, we're gonna,
I can be louder than the megaphone.
I'm louder than the megaphone right now.
Yeah.
Like the thing he was talking on. He gave the whole speech.
He lowered his voice, if anything.
He made it worse.
So what this guy tells me is like, so they have a limited amount, and they have a basket full of bouncy balls, and if you get a bouncy ball, that means you get a Turbo Man. And he was like, but due to supply and demand, prices have tripled. And then it pans over, and the sales associates look at each other and start laughing and snickering. It's like these fuckers work on commission or some shit. Your minimum wage fucking
at a
losers,
toy store.
You should be heated too. Like, what the fuck?
Why am I here?
Just
leave them out and people will buy them and we can go home.
What the fuck? He's like,
it's Christmas Eve, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are these fucking guys laughing for? What the fuck
Isn't that illegal?
It's price gouging.
Yes.
That's literally price gouging.
That's
a hurricane comes around here, all of a sudden it's like, oh, gas is $2. Oh, hurricane's coming. $10 a gallon.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Oh my God.
You can't just do that.
So they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Well, then somebody does what now? So that.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, everybody calm down. We're gonna pass them out. This, and that. And you see somebody from the crowd, like upward hammer fist, like not even uppercut, like knuckles, like just comes up underneath it and just goes.
An opposite hammer
boom,
fist.
Yeah, just goes boom, fucking hammer fisted up, and you see the
nice
super slow-mo 90s, like.
Yeah.
And like the fucking basket of bouncy balls go flying in the air, and you see Arnie like,
you got it, yeah.
Like, people are like pushing each other's faces, like pushing by to get in, like trying to get a ball.
And then the funny part is, then some guy just goes and just spears the guy with that had the speaker box for no reason. He doesn't even have any ball anymore.
Fucking the Turbo Man. I'm gonna fuck that dude up because you're trying to rob us.
He came there. He went there for one of the last remaining Turbo Man, but he chose instead of running for the balls, to spear this guy and lose his opportunity to get the ball.
That way.
Like, this guy is a fucking people's champ.
Yeah, he's like, all right, fuck it. All right, I'll sacrifice my
I hate this guy so much.
Yeah, fuck it. You're gonna try to price gouge us and do all this shit? Like, all right, fuck. I'll tell my kid we couldn't go on, but yo, you're a piece of shit. I'm fucking DDTing you in a second.
So everybody is going fucking haywire. They're going, and then like, you know, Sinbad is again.
Of course, it had to be bouncy, but they had to use bouncy balls. They couldn't use like little tickets.
Of course, because they had to create this
whole
fucking
90 minute fucking like 30 seconds to be like about it fucking chasing it.
Sinbad maces Arnold at some
point.
But
dog, that's not even real mace. That's mailman dog mace. That shit's insane. Bro, I did that shit at Young Circle. I got it all over me and like fucking Tony. Dude, literally, a mace got on my arm, and I was literally, like, dying. I was like,
my God.
Oh! Like, dude, fucking felt like I got, like, 4th-degree burns on my arm. Like, and Tony, it got all over her face. Dude, it's to keep from, like, pit bulls and shit from attacking you. Like, bear mace. It's like bear mace.
Dude, people's morals just go out the fuck.
You're in a mall with, like, 30 people attacking each other, and you mace this dude in the face. Everybody's going down. Not even just Arnold. Like, how the fuck?
I'm curious on how that lasts.
And he's on his back, and he's literally, like, on his back, going like this.
He empties it.
You're with his fucking
he was doing it to himself.
Yeah, like he's on back of like a rear naked, and he's like,
oh my God,
like holding it right there.
So he gets a ball, and Arnold jumps off, and he falls away. And then Arnold gets up, and quick thinking, he yells out, "He's got two! He's got two!" too.
Then everybody
and then
turns. The whole
just
crowd
turns
turns
around like a horde of zombies.
Fuck all the other balls bouncing around. I want to get that guy.
So that's okay. So they tackle Sinbad, like 4 or 5 people.
Dude, these people are G. They're like, I'm gonna sacrifice my chance to get him to treat to beat the shit out of
the ball goes flying. They don't get up.
Keep beating him up.
They beat him to death. They sit there and they're just beating him to death.
Stomping him and shit.
Again, like
mind you, they're all getting assault charges.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
They're not trying to get the ball.
They don't care. At this point, they're like, yo, this guy's a piece of shit. I'd rather lose my trip.
I'm going to jail.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Just like the other guy.
I'll beat you up for my kid's story.
Martyrs, okay? So then this ball goes down. This CGI ball fucking flies down, has momentum,
bouncing off everything in the mall.
And then Arnold's running down the escalator, running up the escalator.
He sees it fall like 4 stories down. It's like down into a kid's lap.
Yeah, well, no, it goes
under the railing or
up at playground. The kids play. He's going up and in and out the fucking kids' playground.
It's bouncing around inside the fucking tubes
it
and shit.
Down,
yeah.
Then it goes into a fucking ball pit, right? Right.
Landing in the kid's lap in the stroller, and he sees him from upstairs. He's like, "That's my ball!" And then he runs down the escalator. Then the kid in the stroller. Yeah. Then he goes to play, and then and he's chasing the kid through the fucking playground. Remember, he's chasing that little kid who caught the ball or landed in his lap.
Yeah.
So he's chasing. No one cares that this fucking massive Austrian
for like 5 minutes straight.
Is chasing a fucking 3-year-old through a playground in the tubes and going down slides and going after this kid trying to get this ball from this little kid.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah. Through this.
And then ends up in
240-pound man made of solid muscle
chasing a little girl
in a jungle gym.
Like
in the middle of the Mall of America.
Yeah, in tubes and like going to the ball pit and like fucking grabbing little kids and throwing them around and like what the fuck?
And then finally they get to the end and then
he gets in the ball pit and gets the kid or some shit, right?
And then the woman looks over and is like, pervert! Then they all start fucking freaking out. The women start like beating them with their purses and shit. And then Arnold like takes 10 feet out and then they just don't care anymore and they stop.
Yeah, that's like,
alright, peace.
He's out of the playground.
Like, all right, we got him.
Like
he's out of the playground now. Fuck all the other kids.
This giant dude tried sticking his finger in my daughter's mouth.
It's like the Grand Theft Auto police. Like after a while, they just start turning around.
Yeah, he did try to shove his fingers in the girl's mouth to get the ball out.
Yeah,
this girl put it in her mouth.
He went like this and tried scooping it out.
Like all he had to do was be like, "Excuse me, whose daughter is this?"
Like, hey, excuse me,
she's got a ball.
She's got my ball. Yeah, I'm trying to get a kid.
She got a ball, so I can get a dog.
Keep it going.
I can't.
So yeah, he could have just been like, "Hey, your little kid has this ball that I'm looking for, and it's in her mouth. Can you just grab it for me?" He's
obviously not a good with kids.
He's not a good parent because his kid's like 10 and hates him.
So so he's walking away and he's defending himself. I'm not a pervert. I was just looking for a Turbo Man doll.
It's funny how back in the 90s it was like, "You're just a pervert. You're just
make him sound like he's a toddler.
He's an idiot. A Turbo Man. Need a Turbo Man." And then
so yeah, it's funny how like in 90s they're like, "You're a pervert." It's like nowadays, now it's like now it's like, "Oh, what the fuck, crazy shit going on."
So he walks away. He's like,
"You're a pervert."
And then this is where they got the premise for Bad Santa, because then fucking John Belushi, or it's the other one. It's like the brothers. They're brothers, right? Belushi's fucking.
Yeah,
well, it's one of them.
Jim
one that's
Belushi.
alive.
Jim Belushi.
Yes,
Jim that's on my brother. Yeah, my brother.
Okay, so
rest in peace, John Belushi.
Yeah, so it's a saying. He's like, "Hey, I heard you were looking for a Turbo Man."
Sound like him.
Yeah. He's like, "I heard you were looking for a Turbo Man." He's like, "We got some fucking Turbo Man." And then
he's saying it on the hush, like this, this is a drug conversation.
Exactly. And then he's got a little guy with
you looking for heroin?
He's got the elf. He's got the class, just like in Bad Santa, the elf guy. He's a fucking the midget.
Which one is it in the little black
one? He's in Seinfeld and shit like that. Oh, not the black one.
That's from Bad Santa.
That's from Bad Santa. Right, this guy's a white dude that was in like Seinfeld.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So
Jim Belushi? He was not.
No, the fucking midget.
The midge. He's like, he's like always crazy and like he's like a little Jewish midget.
Yeah. So they decide to. Yeah, I feel bad for you. So they carpool to this spot. These guys
he drives them.
He drives them.
And on top of that, you're Santa
street.
Claus and fucking the elf in the Mall of America, Christmas Eve. People are in line to wait for you, and he's like,
he just leave.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Are you on salary? You just like take a break whenever you want. And
he's like, all right, tag in the next Santa Claus. It's like a line of Santa Clauses waiting. You're here for an 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Clock, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't even know what time
your job is for like 3 days.
Now it's like fucking what time? Probably in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, time reconstruct.
Okay, so it was about. He got there at about 11.
So
and
11
o'clock. Parking at the Mall of America on Christmas Eve. Mid-afternoon.
So he got there, he waited because they had the speech.
11:30 was the last time we left off. So it's probably like 12:30.
At least it took that whole interaction. At least took 45 minutes.
Yeah,
at least.
Because he sat there, waited, they talked, they fought.
But
he
imagine him getting to the mall from where he was before to there.
Exactly.
Plus,
it's got to be 12. So by the time
it's got to be noon.
By the time
he leaves, it's noon.
And then they drive to like a warehouse. They drive him to the warehouse.
Yeah,
it's
so
him
it's
and
probably
Elf.
like 1 o'clock.
So it's got to be 1. So because he drives them random, they're going down a fucking bridge. They're leaving the city.
And then
imagine trying to get out of
this place is far.
Getting out of the
just around the corner.
Exactly. He keeps saying around the corner. And then so when they pull up, it's pretty steez. The Santa doesn't knock, a secret knock, which is what was it? Yeah, steezy ass. And then the guy opens up. He's like, "What's the password?" He goes, "Jingle bells, Batman smells." And then he opens it. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's the only good part.
I actually laughed at that. So then he opens the doors, and inside is like a whole fucking operation of like there's got to be 40 Santas.
And the uniform for this warehouse is Santa Claus
and elves,
beard and hat included,
midget,
and
they're all the midgets are mini Santas.
There is elves as well, though.
No, it's all Santas.
No, aren't the elves though the women?
Okay, the elves are, whatever. There's something. So yeah, it's like everyone's in costume.
Everyone's in Santa costumes and elf.
So and their racket is like, whatever. They got these black market toys, and I heard this listening to another fucking movie podcast talked about it, and they were like, they put it a good point. It was like, so I guess these are all the Santas from all the malls that hear what all these kids want, so they know the demand. So they go out and they get these things that they know. And I was like, that's such a slick ass
networking Santa operation.
Yeah, and I heard
Eric's get a bunch of like secondhand, like ones from like Mexico, like shitty toys and like shit like that.
So what we find, so they get there, exactly. So we find all this bullshit. You know, we see all the, wondering why they're working in costume. But
they all have to be
who
dressed
the fuck knows? So they get in there.
That's the uniform.
Yeah, true.
That's what I said. Yeah, they go in their locker room.
You want to get paid? You got to wear the red.
Why aren't you in uniform, Jason?
Yeah.
You have the beard and that. What's going on here, buddy?
That beard needs to be
send you home for the day because you're not cooperating.
So he goes and he grabs him the Turbo Man. He goes, you got the merchandise. He goes, he gives him the thing, and he's like $300. And Arnie's like, what the fuck? So it's the second time he's had to pay crazy markup.
Triple amount. Why didn't you just get? He gives
him the money. He starts opening it up. And he opens the box, and the guy's like, wait, what are you doing? He opens it up. The fucking head falls off.
All the body parts
fall off, and it starts speaking Spanish. And all this like fucking
bullshit. ¿Dónde está Turbo Man?
And he's like, what the fuck? Yeah, and it's like,
he's like,
the dumbest. It's like it would have just made more sense to make toys that actually worked. Like it would have just made more sense.
Just cheaper.
It just fell apart right out of the box.
You know when you get like knockoff shit, it's like fake Jordans and shit. It's like they're not gonna fall apart. They just have the fake Jumpman and looks like shit and the colors.
Not trying to fool. Like my thing is,
it's not you're trying to fool, but at least
people have fallen for that.
Yeah.
Like they don't check before, or they don't open it up.
A bunch of them. That's true. But
if they move it around,
but
it
seems like it would take more time if we're thinking about cost and labor. It would take more time to. It's like one of those ships in a bottle. You have to put together with a fucking like tweezers.
And shit.
You're putting together this thing in a plastic thing just to fall apart. It would have made more sense to screw it in outside, take less time, less labor intensive, put it in the fucking box. Yeah, it spoke Spanish, but it's the same fucking toy. Say, oops, it's a Spanish one. It still worked.
Yeah,
I think the fact wasn't that it was Spanish. Maybe it was that it was that it was fucking broken. Like I don't get this fucking business model. But apparently, what they do make really well, we find out later, is police badges. So okay, but so they don't sleep on that. Okay, but we'll get back to that. So he opens it up. It's fucking falling apart, and then he's fucking livid, Arnie, and he's like, you know what you guys are? You guys are just a bunch of sleazy con men. And it was like
before
the whole warehouse heard
a rebate or like a refund.
It was like a racial slur.
No, there's no refunds. Yeah. It was like, what? How is there no refunds when you clearly, in front of everyone, gave me a broken toy?
It literally Arnie could just punch him straight in the face, take his money, and be like, fight.
But Arnie's a pacifist. He's swole just for the look.
He spent about $1,000 already today in just Turbo Man dolls
and protein.
Hasn't got shit.
And gas, for the love of fuck.
And he's driving a Suburban. Well, 90s it was like 80 cents a gallon anyway. And
it's all relative. He's probably getting paid fucking 40% less than normal then. But okay, but it doesn't matter. So
he runs his own company.
It doesn't. No, he doesn't. That was.
He's the boss.
Is it assumed that
he's
a man?
He never said that.
He had the huge office.
So
and
managers.
So what? Yeah, that was never established. It's not fucking assumed this man's owning his own company. It's never established in this thing. It's just because he's doing well in his job and he has a big office doesn't mean
he's making sales.
A CEO doesn't own the company. You know what I mean? He's just it's a position. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So I digress, motherfucker. Okay. So
Go.
Okay, so then the Santas get heated because he calls them con men, and it's like saying the fucking N-word because these guys just look and they're fucking
con men
freaking out. Yeah,
the entire warehouse can hear him apparently.
Yeah, so he's like,
conversation.
Yeah, so he's like, yo, everyone stops.
Every
classic,
Santa
like,
Claus
needle,
turns
the
around.
needle, you can hear a needle drop, and then like, so he's trying not to fight, but then all of a sudden, I don't remember what makes him do that, but he grabs John Belushi's beard, pulls it back. And the physics don't make sense. He pulls it back, and then he lets it go, and it hits him in the face.
Slingshots him in the face.
He does a backflip straight up.
Onto his head.
Doesn't bend.
He
like
falls
Three Stooges.
Like a piece of 2x4.
Onto his back, and then his
rolls
feet kick up to his head was on the floor, does it one more time, stands straight up, and then boom, lands into a pillar or a big guy or
back straight
like
up, and pillar, and he goes, get him,
get him.
Shit.
It's like
and
a
then,
Three Stooges fucking thing. It's like,
It's supposed to be slapstick.
Straight out of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And then everybody just starts ganging up on him, and it's Arnie. He's whooping ass, and he grabs a candy cane, and he's just swinging it around.
But then, all of a sudden, because they must have this guy in the tuck. This is their enforcer. All of a sudden, you hear some, hey, this fucking ninja Santa comes up, and for some reason, they've decided to put into production.
He's got candy cane nunchucks.
Candy cane nunchucks.
He's got candy cane nunchucks.
How often does this happen where this guy needs to have
Yo,
these?
make
It's
sure,
racist. That's
make
what I
sure
tell
he
you.
has candy cane nunchucks in the warehouse at all times in
Give
case.
the Asian guy candy cane nunchucks.
And then, of course, it's like the bullshit where this guy's flipping around, showing off how badass he is, and then Arnie just, like, sticks him.
He sticks him in, then he's done.
Passes
The
out.
typical thing does multiple flips, lands in front of him, and just like whoosh, knocks him out.
And then the big
Then the real
boss
ringer.
comes
Then the
out.
real ringer.
Gigantor.
Ding, ding, ding.
This guy's
It's
like
the
7 fucking
Big
feet.
Show.
Where was this guy
It
before?
is the Big Show. Yeah.
Literally.
Well, I didn't understand
Literally
when I
is
was
the
a
Big
kid,
Show.
but as soon as I saw his hands, because I used to be huge into wrestling, as soon as I saw his hands, I'm like, those hands look familiar.
Oh my god, hold on.
Stares at his hands, he's
you
like,
know a guy by his hands?
But I was really
He
into
pictured his
wrestling,
hands gripped
and
around.
Oh my
and
god, you see
there's
that guy?
Zeeks and shit
I
like
know that. I know those hands.
I know those knuckles. I know those knuckles.
Those
right there.
cuticles, that's Big Show.
You see the little hair? He's got 6 hairs
you
on the
look
one
at his
knuckle.
He's got
hands,
3 white spots in the nails. That's
no,
Big Show.
if you look at his hands, they're giant and they're very distinctive.
A lot of people have giant hands.
Yeah, okay.
No,
okay.
not
Well,
this
okay,
big giant
okay,
motherfucker.
you liked him a little too much. Let's just,
Maybe.
Yeah, right?
I'm like,
pictured those hands on you.
Why did those hands touch?
He pictured those hands
I
on
didn't say those were
him.
Big Show's hands. I'm like, those hands look somewhat familiar.
Okay.
They look like they're in
And
my
then
dream
he
when they were
scrolls up
wrapped
to
around
his
my
face,
dick.
and I'm looking at the face. I'm
With a
like,
beard on.
that's the fucking Big Show.
That's Big Show.
Wearing a white beard.
So, and then he says something. So he goes to Arnie, he walks up, he slaps his suspender, he snaps him, and he looks at him, and he goes, "I'm gonna deck your halls." And to me, that sounds like a sexual innuendo.
Sounds like you're gonna fuck
Like,
him.
He's gonna come everywhere all over.
Yeah,
me.
I'm gonna
That's what
deck
that
your
meant.
halls.
Like, he's
So
gonna
good.
come in my butthole.
Yeah, like,
that's what I
bro.
took that for.
I'm like, let's just fucking square up, dog. I ain't trying to new greens.
You haven't even hit. It's
But I'd
ball's
be
been
like-
sitting in front of you for like an
Oh,
hour.
word, let me hit that. All right, go on then. So he's fighting Big Show.
He's fighting Big Show. He's got the candy cane, and he's just trying to beat him with it, and it's just not fucking working. And I forgot what happens after
Yeah, it's a
that. How did
classic
he
move
knock
where
him
he's
out?
trying to punch the guy, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden this other little
He
tiny...
catches his
hold on.
fist?
Yeah, he catches his classic move. And then all of a sudden a fucking tiny Santa comes up and he jumps on Arnold Schwarzenegger's back and starts like... He's like on his shoulders, like chicken fight style, like hitting his head. And then Big Show cocks back and he goes to stick. Yeah, he cocks back and he goes to stick Arnold. And then Arnold just ducks a little bit, and then Big Show sticks the small guy, and he goes flying back and he fucking hits a pole and dies. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, he's definitely dead. You can't take a punch from him
No.
and survive.
He was like 4 pounds.
Even
this
for
guy.
an average man.
Yeah. So
This little dude.
and then that stopped. Yeah, and then the guy's like 80 years
That's
old.
Vern Troy. It looks like Vern Troy.
Oh,
That's
it
not-
is! It's fucking Mini-Me! It's
It is Mini-Me.
Yeah.
Rest in
Rest
peace,
in
Vern
peace,
Troy.
Vern
Yeah.
Troy.
So then, he sticks him, and he goes flying, and he hits a fucking pole, and then he kills him.
He's dead.
And then, what happens?
He's like, I'm sorry, little man, and then he grabs something,
Yeah.
and then he knocks him out.
Yeah, so he finishes him.
Yeah, I think he grabbed
The Big
another
Show's
candy
real name
cane?
is Paul White.
Oh, all right.
I don't know.
That giant.
I don't know. He grabbed some shit and he knocked out the Big Show. Boom.
He had
Fight
that
is
giant
over.
He had a big candy cane. It was a
Oh,
big
he
truck.
grabbed
Yeah.
another candy
It's like
cane,
a-
or
yeah,
maybe
huge
the
one.
candy cane came later and I was just mentioning it before prematurely.
That's probably.
Probably what it
Came
is.
prematurely.
I always do. So, I guess
Knocks
he just
him out.
walks out.
No,
and,
he's about to leave, and then all of a sudden you hear the
Dog
door.
pile.
The dog pile. They jump on him.
The dog pile. He gets out, and then, boom, the cops
Doors
show
get
up.
kicked in.
Yes.
It's a whole squadron of
It's a
motorcycle
huge raid.
cops in the
Police!
wintertime
This
with
is a
snow.
raid!
Yeah.
Yeah, wintertime snow. Like I said before, why is there a motorcycle brigade out there? and it's snowing out. It's a whole unit of just snow, like fucking motorcycle cops. Why is it SWAT performing this raid in SWAT gear?
Like
they literally walk in with knee-high boots and helmets on.
Because Santa is not that threatening.
And leather jackets. They're raiding a Santa Claus warehouse
with pistols.
So then,
and they run in. They fucking run in.
An underground illegal operation.
Arnie tries to run
raided with pistols.
Arnie tries to dip. All the Santa Claus are fighting and jumping and fucking getting caught and roped up. And
wait, hold on. Their call for the cops was Grinch.
Oh yeah,
the Grinch. Yeah,
the Grinch. Yeah. So they said that. Now, Arnie's dipping. He's fucking moving and jiving and trying to slide underneath conveyor belts and trying to get out of the fucking way, trying to because he's the only normal one there. Everybody else is in Santa Claus uniform, so obviously they're gonna go for them. Then all of a sudden he gets there and he goes to turn and he stops. They're like, freeze. He's like, freeze, and it's of course. Same cop as before.
No, it's not.
It is.
Not here. No. There's
two.
No, it's not. Hold on. Because then two other cops. This is how he gets away. So then it's two other guys hey, what's up? Where are you at? And Arnold's hunched over and he looks into a bin and there's a fake police badge.
The pallet box is full of badges and handcuffs.
And then these are done so well. Toy badges.
Wallet and everything.
So he grabs him and he shows it and he flashes over because he's like, this was the sloppiest raid I've ever seen. I've been running this. I've been trying to do this operation for 2 years. You guys just fucking ruined it.
And he flashes his badge for 2 seconds and they boom.
And these guys start standing up straight and
he's like, Commissioner Gordon's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, he's like, wait till I speak to the commissioner about this. And these guys are the head of this raid. It looks like one guy's in a suit, the other guy's the head biker cop.
It's you didn't know that there was an undercover operation going on.
And then so Arnold just leaves, and then he just adds impersonating an officer to his list of fucking crimes
felonies
he has done today.
This is
not just a crime.
That's multiple felonies. This
movie.
In one day.
So he leaves. Time check. This whole time. He got there at 12:30.
That whole scenario
had to have been
30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Fights seem like they are longer, but they are not.
They're not.
That's probably the only thing that was in real time.
I would say that was 30-minute situation.
I'd say
plus the drive over there, maybe 25.
Let's just say 1. Okay, so 1 o'clock. It's about 1 o'clock.
No, we said 1 o'clock earlier.
12:30.
No,
we said 12 earlier.
Yeah, we said they got there at about 12.
How do you leave the street?
And the whole skirmish thing. I'd say it's 12:30.
Just say 1. We'll just say 1.
All right, fine. We're going at 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock, and he okay. So now he's driving, and then he's on the highway, and he runs out of gas, and he looks at his tank like he's confused, how the fuck did you not notice, you mother? You're on the highway.
A Suburban around for fucking 2 days nonstop.
You haven't checked your fucking gas. What are you fucking confused about? You have no gas. Your car fucking doesn't work. What the fuck is there to be?
Where's your head at?
You dumb fuck.
Where's your head at?
So whatever. So okay. Now
he starts pushing it.
Okay, but now it cuts back to the neighborhood.
The house, yeah.
It cuts back to the neighborhood, and they're all hanging out with the fucking reindeer. And more babes want to. You skip me then.
I literally just handed it to you.
Okay.
Because I handed it to you, you're supposed to hand it to him, you dumbass.
All right, so it cuts back to the neighborhood, and everyone's chilling with the reindeer and all that shit, the little kids and all that. And this is when we find out that the two little kids, Anakin and his boy, the dude goes, he's like, yeah, your dad's so cool, he does all this shit, and he's like, yeah, he only started doing this after Mom left. So this is where you can tell.
There's a clear indication that it's a
facade. The only reason he's doing
that. He was obviously a shitty ass dad and just started doing shit.
He's only cool after my mom left us.
Yeah. So
he's trying to get his dick wet, and I don't blame him, dude. Situation. All those wives in that neighborhood, and they look
They
look good.
You're the only single guy, and they all want your dick, and all their husbands suck. Why not?
Yeah, I'll run it. I mean, it's gonna be awkward living there after the fact, but.
You think he cares? He already probably banged multiple of them, and he's going for the prize one now. That's literally the prize of the neighborhood right there.
Just because
all the other ones he's brushing them off. Yeah.
But okay, so then they get a phone call inside, and it's Arnie, and then Jamie answers, and this kid's phone acting is so fucking bad. So Arnold's
you can tell he's not talking to anybody.
Yeah, in the line. Arnold's like, put your mother on. I want to talk to her. And the kid's not hearing it. Then, all of a sudden he finds out, whatever, and then. Yeah, then Arnold's like, yo, I'm not going to be able to make it. And the kid fucking freaks out again. He's like, you always break your promises and all this fucking bullshit. And then he hangs up the phone and he storms out and the mom overhears. He's like, oh, Howard.
Howard, I'm got to suck Ted's dick right now because you're a piece of shit.
Consider Ted's dick as good as sucked.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm going to do?
Okay, so
I'm going to suck Ted's dick and the reindeer's dick because you're a piece of shit.
So Arnold hangs up, and this is when he's at a payphone inside of the diner.
Yes, and which I've never heard before, but apparently that's a thing.
I've seen it before.
I don't know. So it's 94. 95. I was 4 years old. So Sinbad is there at the fucking diner. He walks out. Sinbad's sitting up there at the bar. just drinking a cup of coffee, eating. So Arnold sits down next to him. The guy gives him a cup of coffee, and then Sinbad's like, he starts Irishing up his coffee a little bit, pouring some whiskey in his coffee, and he looks at Arnie, gives him a little bit, and they start like talking now, because now shit's kind of slowing down. They don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, and so this is when Sinbad, we start learning a little bit more about his character. He starts talking about how. All this shit.
He talks about his past.
Because Arnold's like talking about the past, how great it was as with Anakin as a child, and now how all this type of stuff is just changing. How these toys, is it really that big a deal? Like, not getting a toy that you want.
What does he tell about? He
Sinbad,
about the story,
Sinbad tells him a story about when he was a child. He didn't get this crazy action figure that he
Johnny
wanted.
Army or some shit.
Yeah, and then look what he turned into, and then
a fucking terrorist,
depressed ass mailman, terrorist, criminal, and then he's like, but you know what? Across the street, I had a neighbor. He ended up getting that toy. Now he's a billionaire. So and this is the kind of fucking
contradicting. It's like, yo, that's
stupid.
literally an asshole.
He's basing it off of this, and then Arnold looks at Sinbad and he's like hallucinating Jamie, this son, the little kid, sipping the whiskey coffee.
It's like Irish turkey or some shit.
Yeah, as a mailman, he's like, I can't have this be Jamie. This, like, imagine that your soul life being decided by you getting a toy or not. Like,
how many toys I asked for
If you're out there and you're listening to this, and that's happened to you, and you feel the same exact way as this guy does, you're a pussy.
You're fucking loser.
How many toys I asked for Christmas and didn't get?
You're a pussy.
Like, what? Like,
Yeah, I'm not a piece of shit.
Holy.
So
Guess what? I understand that you
crazy.
fucking can't get everything you want.
So this is what we find out. So right now, what Arnold's thinking, oh my god, I can't have my son turn into fucking Sinbad.
A drunken Sinbad mailman.
And all of a sudden, randomly, on the radio, they hear, oh my god, you guys call in right now and answer the question. We have a Turbo Man for you. You win a Turbo Man. So, of course, they start fighting to fucking see who gets in the goddamn...
The question is...
They don't even know yet.
Oh.
Do they? Until they call them. See, or whatever. The question is,
it's like, name all the reindeer.
Yeah. So they get in the phone booth and whatever. They're battling for the phone. The phone they end up ripping it out. Like, it doesn't work.
Sinbad rips it out once Arnold gets in there, but he gets his arm in and rips it out.
Yeah,
They fall on the floor.
And then the guy, they're like,
Kicks
oh, fuck. And no, the guy just looks over. He's not even heated about his phone. He's like, yo, luckily the fucking radio station is 2 blocks.
You just ripped my payphone out of the wall, but, fuck the phone. You can't call him? Radio station's right down the street, guys.
2 blocks? Like, what the fuck? It just so happens to be 2 blocks away.
I don't know. This whole movie's getting weird.
Convenient much.
So what time do you think this is? They're already drinking at the diner.
Okay, so they got... Yeah, it's been at least another hour. It's got to be at least 2.
It's got to be like 2.
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So they're running to this fucking radio station, and fucking Arnie's jacked and shit, and he's in shape, so he's running no problem. Sinbad's fucking losing it because he's fat and he's still awesome. So he starts dumping out fucking mail out of his satchel.
He's dumping weight. He's dropping weight. He's weight reduction.
So he can run. Literally.
Just drop the whole satchel.
Exactly. If you don't care that much.
One at a time.
But this is another thing I don't get is, so the whole question is you have to name all the reindeers. And then and Arnold is running down the street naming all of them out loud for Sinbad to hear. Like, I get it, you're winning right now, but like, why would you start naming them for now Sinbad knows? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking so stupid.
Well, this movie's dumb.
Yeah, okay.
But it's great.
So
he gets to the radio station, kind of forces his way in there, and he sees the radio DJ. And
who's a teacher. He's on Disney Channel. On the Disney Channel TV show.
I don't know. But
he's a comedian or whatever, and he's rocking a sick ponytail. So he's like banging on the window. He's like, Dasher, Dancer, by the reindeer. And then he's like,
hold on, but right when they walk in, you hear him already talking to some guy on the phone, like telling him,
what did he say? What were the names?
He's like, Randy, Tito.
He's naming the Jackson 5. He's naming the Jackson 5. That's what he wants. He's naming the Jackson 5.
It's so fucking funny. So then he gets in there and then he forcefully.
And he forces his way in there while this guy is on air.
Yeah.
And he recites the reindeer names. He's like, did I win? Did I win? I won! He's like, yeah, he's freaking out. He's about to won and shit. And this little dude is scared out of his fucking mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, Sinbad pops up. And Arnie looks at him. He's like taunting him. He's like, I won. Point in your face. In your face. I got the doll. Fuck you. And then Sinbad's like, all right. I still got my satchel. What's this? Boom! Pulls out a box.
That's why I didn't drop it.
There's 3 bombs that get shipped every month, at least on average. It's like, I got a bomb right here, motherfucker. I'm gonna blow this shit up. You don't give me this Turbo Man doll right now. And then the old man, the DJ, is like, yeah, so if you didn't listen, we said that we had a coupon, a voucher for a Turbo Man doll to get later.
Yeah.
Not now. We don't have it in building. And then he's like, fuck! What do we do now? And at this time, this guy's already called the cops. Like, he's got the little secret button under the desk.
The radio station, it's on. He was just talking to somebody. They can hear this guy going, I'm going to blow you up. Give me a Turbo Man doll. They're like, I guarantee people on the fucking radio were like...
Well, that too, but extra security, he's got, the little fucking... the security button underneath the desk. Very slick. So, they figure out the cops are on the way, so they got to get the fuck out of there. They're going straight to the elevator.
Well, he throws it, right? Did you say that? He throws the bomb.
Oh, yeah, he throws the bomb, they dive.
Sinbad slides out, and then he throws it, they dive, and then it turns into
a
fucking music box.
Yeah, it was a music box, and Arnie was pissed. So he goes back, they go to the elevator shaft. Sinbad gets there, and as soon as he gets up, boom, squad of cops there holding up pistols. Not SWAT, they're just regular cops.
Then that's the same motorcycle cop.
Not yet. Arnold runs around. Arnold runs around the side.
Yeah, he sees them. And then he dekes off to the side to go down the stairwell. But there's a cop coming up the stairwell. Lo and behold, it's the dude that can pull him over. And he also ran his bike.
And again,
it's all motorcycle cops. So apparently all cops go away, SWAT teams go away, and all this shit goes away on Christmas Eve. But motorcycle brigade, they go out and they just do everything.
Constant. Well, he destroyed his motorcycle, so now he's probably in a squad car.
Oh, remember he was part of the bomb squad for 20 years.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah,
so he probably filled in. He's probably like, I've got a bike. Bomb squad.
Well, they didn't know that. Oh, maybe they didn't know it was a bomb if it was on the air. Yeah. So,
they have him at gunpoint now.
Got him at gunpoint,
and Arnold walks up.
And they join them in the elevator shaft or the elevator kind of hallway. Yeah. Just waiting, and then Sinbad loading home. Boom! He's got another box in his satchel.
He's ready.
And he gives off the same spiel. There are at least 3 bombs that get shipped through the mail every single month. It's probably not 3. I think he says something different.
Whatever.
That's 95.
Whatever.
Not just nowadays.
He's like, this is a bomb. You're gonna let me go, and then you see in the background Arnie's just kind of like
creeping out.
Yeah, he puts the gun. They put the guns down, so he slides out.
Yeah, they put the guns down, and their attention is focused on this box in Sinbad's hand. So Arnie slips away, and boom, he dekes off the stairwell, and he escapes. And Sinbad's like, I'm warning you, I'm gonna blow this shit up if you don't let me out of here. So he gets in the elevator shaft, and as soon as the door closes, tosses out the box. He's like, ta-ta. And then he gets down to another hallway in a different floor. He's running off.
Well, hold on. Okay,
so Arnie running away.
So the cop, Arnold's running away. But the cop, okay, so now the other cop, the one that we've seen that Arnold knows, he's like, yo, I've been in the bomb squad for 20 years, bomb squad. He picks up the package.
He's got that ego.
He starts smelling it, and he's like, it's all right, guys. It's nothing. And then so then it cuts.
Arnie's down on the street.
Yeah. He's down on the street, running across the street.
You see a fucking whatever they're called, skyway, walkway thing across from building. You see
Sinbad
running across,
and then all of you hear is
boom! Like inside.
It was a fucking bomb.
It was an actual bomb.
It was an actual.
He pulled a random package out of his fucking bag, and it was a bomb.
He did,
and then
which means he is now a terrorist.
Exactly. So right now, Sinbad is running away.
Well,
the bomb. Hold on. So then,
not necessarily terrorist.
But yes. Okay. So the bomb goes off, and then Sinbad stops for a little bit, looks up, and he's like,
terrorist.
Terrorist for political or religious reasons.
And he doesn't even care that much that now he has a murder case, a bomb case, whatever against
blew
cops.
Up a squad.
He doesn't give a fuck. He just goes, huh. And it keeps going on about his day. So he's at this doll. He doesn't know they're not dead.
Yeah. But granted,
he doesn't know they're not dead.
It cuts back to the cops. None of them are dead.
It's like a Wile E. Coyote type.
It's a typical 90s kids movie where he's charred, his hair is fucking sticking.
In the first Harry Potter, the dude fucked up the spell, and he's got the fucking blast in his face.
He's all black, charred, his hair's sticking up.
He's just black. He's like,
clothes are all banana peeled back. Everything's banana peeled back. He's like,
and then he just fucking falls.
He falls, stiff, bored, falls straight backwards.
But everybody survives.
Nobody else got fucked up, just him.
So then, Arnold runs, and when he gets back to his car, it's fucking stripped. The bitch is on blocks, and then the bumper has comedic timing because it then just falls over right when we look at it. So, so then it cuts, and then I think then we're at the parade?
No. It cuts to the parade.
Right?
Yeah. So, we got excited about Turbo Man. Was
then
weird.
They're
in the parking lot.
Yes.
Parking lot. Yes.
The kids are like, hey, can you drop us off here?
They're carpooling with the wife and Ted.
And the 2 kids.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can you drop us off here so we can run up, and then they can find parking? They're like, yeah, sure, go ahead, just take off. And he goes and finds parking and shit, and they're talking. It's obviously he's making moves.
It's about time, or he's about to fly.
Now he's about to whip it out.
It's the perfect time, the perfect setting.
Put her mouth on it.
And if I was him in his position and doing what he was trying to do, that's where you make a move.
That's the move right there.
That's the move right there. That's the switch right there. So he starts talking to her and shit, and then he starts talking shit about Arnie, Howard. He's like, he's never there for you, this and that. And he's like, I would treat you so much better, and yada yada.
He's shooting a shot. Yeah. He's shooting a shot for real right now.
Oh yeah, he's going full force. And so then he goes in for the makeout. Yep. Loyalty, lies with the wife.
Thank God. Well, yeah, bro, because before, she just liked it because he was being nice. But yeah, then he finally goes in for the makeout. Then that she finally stops.
Whoa.
Oh, now I see what you're doing.
I didn't notice before.
I didn't notice when you rubbed your dick against it.
You may be dumb, but you're loyal.
Too far. So then she grabs the eggnog and she pours it on his fucking face or whatever the fuck. And then she slides out. And then I want to say now it's Arnie. He's back. Now he's going
to go to the house. Go to Ted's house. Remember, he hears the flashback of he's like, I got little Billy's Turbo Man tucked up underneath the tree.
Yeah. So yeah, he goes to the crib. Goes to Ted's crib.
Into
typical
Ted's
credit
crib,
card.
into the house.
Credit card move. Like, Jimmy's the lock.
Does that work?
If you don't have a
no,
deadbolt.
but I have seen a knife work.
Oh, I've done knives in a credit card before. I've done a bunch of them.
Damn, okay.
If you have a shitty fucking door,
yeah.
if you have a shitty door without a deadbolt.
So let's not give your last name out.
I've
done it. You lock yourself out of your room in your house. You just jimmy those.
But all right, go on. So then he sneaks into Ted's crib.
And he's looking around and shit, finally finds the Christmas tree, and he sees the package perfectly from dad
right there.
to son.
Yeah. Wrapped in Turbo Man wrapping paper.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I think it's this one.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of carolers outside, so he's got a deacon squat right under the window so they don't see him and shit, and boom, he's finally got his hands on the fucking doll. After all this effort, so boom, let's do this. Timestamp, where we at? Timestamp, where we at?
So now,
3.
It was 2 o'clock.
He had no car to get back. Remember, he got stripped.
Yeah.
It's got to be like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's got to be like
3:30 or 4. 3:30 or 4 o'clock.
Because on the run from the cops, that whole cop scenario at the radio, run to the radio,
back to the diner.
Scenario, walk to his car, then have to walk home or take the bus or taxi, whatever the fuck.
How late is this parade?
It's got to be like, then so now he's at the house. He picks up the Turbo Man, he shakes it, it works, and then he starts having his change of heart, right?
He gets outside, and then he starts having his change of heart.
Because the reindeer.
He's about to walk out.
Because we meet the reindeer inside first.
Well, he does it there, but then he looks away from the present.
He's in another room, he looks, he's like walking out, and he's like,
that's right, he's like, what am I doing? Stealing
kids,
toys from a child.
Yeah.
No, because he was outside with that, for sure.
I could have sworn that the reindeer looks at him inside, catches his house on fire.
But he had the present in his hand.
No, because he could have walked out with it in his hand.
Because as soon as he does that, because as soon as he thinks that whole thing's like, I'm stealing.
Then the reindeer looks at him.
He turns and puts it down on the chair next to him. He's not outside.
Yes.
He's not outside.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So then, the reindeer looks at him. He starts doing the, he fucking powers up.
He knows about the charge.
Yeah, so he chases them.
Static electricity.
They're running around, they're destroying the place, and then, he ends up fucking hitting the fire. And then basically the fucking house goes up in flames.
Yeah, he hits a decoration that goes into the fire, and then he kicks the thing out the window.
God damn it! What's it called?
Whatever, doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Nativity set or
it's
Jesus' head or whatever the fuck it is. It catches on fire. He punts it out the window, lands in front of the carolers on fire. And that's when Ted and all them show?
Yeah, because they hear them screaming and they run outside like, what happened? That's my decoration that was in my living room, and now my living room glass is broken. And we see Howard standing there with the present in hand, just like, oops, type of shit.
Yeah.
So they walk in and they're like, Howard, what happened? And I don't remember what his excuse was.
I don't remember either.
He made some shit up.
He made some stupid shit up, and they're like, hold on. Why are you holding the doll in his hand?
He has Turbo Man.
And then Ted just snatches it out of his hand. He's like, this is the Turbo Man doll that I got for Jimmy, or whatever the fuck his name is. For my fat son.
Fat piece of shit. Fat ass.
So then the wife looks at him and it was like, did you not get Anakin Skywalker or fucking the Turbo Man dolls? So, no, you didn't. And so you're going to come here to the neighbor's house and steal a toy from a child? And he's all in shame. He's like, no, that's not what happened. Let me explain. And she's like, nah, Fuck that. We're out.
I'm gonna have to go
That's
suck Ted's
dick.
dick.
Yeah, I just realized that we switched around.
Yeah, we did. So this part actually happened before they went to.
Yeah. Then they go to the fucking parade.
Oh
and
shit!
I don't feel like repeating it or switching it around.
All right, but that's what happened. Flip flop.
So yeah, you faggots need to figure it out yourself.
All right, flip flop.
All right, so then what happens?
They're at the parade.
Okay, they go to the parade, and then Arnold.
What does he do?
He goes to the parade, but then he gets lost in like the fucking.
How he leaves like 5 seconds. Oh, he doesn't have a whip.
He doesn't get lost. He's looking for his wife and his son or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, he sees the cop that got his hands blown up.
Yeah. He just has bandages.
He's back on duty.
He just got blown up. Oh, he just got blown up an hour ago. His hands are just bandaged.
He's clean. New uniform.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna clock back in.
Alright, wrap this shit up. Let me get a new uniform.
Like, are you good, bro? Like, nah, wrap me up. I'm back on.
Hey, what happened to your hands?
Go lay down.
There was a bomb that blew up on me this morning.
You probably have internal bleeding.
Why are you at? Where would you get that outfit from?
How did you ride your motorcycle here with your hands blown off?
Okay, so how much time has passed now? Since the blown up hands to the hands perfectly fine.
It's gotta be 4:35 o'clock.
Yeah, it's at least 3 hours.
It's been like 3 hours. He had to go to a hospital, get bandaged up, change his clothes, shower.
Oh, him from the bomb.
But in general, we're using him as a point of reference because they don't. He sees him at that time.
And
this got to be 6 o'clock at night.
Has to be.
Has to be at least 6 o'clock.
Has to be.
Has
6
to
or
be,
7.
sure.
Like, fuck.
Nice parade in Ohio and Christmas. It's already dark.
You
fuck.
Daytime.
It looks like it's 8 in the morning.
Yes.
Still.
Now, if this was in Alaska, it would have fucking worked.
Yeah, it would have worked. So not in Ohio.
So this guy needs the fucking raise. But first, okay, so then Arnie goes, and he, like, goes into a building, and then it's, like, so dark where there's, like, just a spotlight, and these people just start, like, oh, you're the guy, right?
You're the replacement? Okay, cool. Grab. Boom.
Yeah, the main guy got real sick or some shit.
Arnie can't apparently get a fucking word out to these people.
He can't speak every scene.
I don't get how that happens in movies.
It's consistent talking.
Follow me, sir. Let's go.
He's having a conversation with the guy, and there's about 3 people ripping all of his clothes off right now.
Putting gloves on him, putting the whole...
So he went down to a full leather suit.
They stripped him down to his underwear and wife beater, and he's still standing there trying to talk to the guy.
I'm like, that at least whip my cock out and start blowing me or something.
This is like a 20-minute thing, and imagine him...
But he can destroy 20 Santa Clauses and be fine.
Yeah, it's like... He can't stop these people from dressing.
How did you get in that fucking costume? It's insanely tight.
They would have had to, like, suck it, like, come on.
You can be like, ayo. You can be like, stop. I don't know I don't know where I am.
Yeah, it's like, what are you guys doing? And then
of course the uniform fits.
And it's
fucking perfect.
Like a glove.
It's literally like a glove. It's fucking skin tight.
And apparently it was so dark in there because he can't even see what happened yet because he starts rising and then all of a sudden the lights come on.
You see Booster there.
He's
chilling there.
So this is a building.
Like, hey, so you're the replacement? You're kind of fucking
late. It's like
late.
Fucking what's his name is in the fucking costume. It's like no.
I don't know his name, but he's a well-known actor.
It's fuck it. But yeah.
So apparently they turned a building in their normal main street in their little town in Ohio into fucking a Disney fucking like animatronic or like fucking shit pops up out of fucking buildings. Like what the? Planned it just. They built this whole set for a doll and a TV show in this random ass town for a parade.
So this is what happened. He goes into a building, does all of this shit, goes through a bunch of tunnels or whatever, gets on an elevator shaft, and pops up on a float.
Does he? He does.
He does.
Holy shit!
They had an elevator shaft completely in synchrony with the fucking float.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh my god!
Right? Is that?
I literally just thought of that right now.
He comes up. How? They got underground tunnels. What's the production value of this?
For one little town in Ohio. That's what they did.
Like 30 people there.
Everywhere else in the fucking country.
Oh my god! They built an underground shaft and a fucking elevator system.
He has a jetpack.
Working jetpack.
Is that next to platform 9 3/4?
What the? Yeah. Oh my god! Yeah. So he fucking gets elevated up to his fucking float. Now they're sitting on the float.
Driving down the street in the parade.
And then he finds out he's Turbo Man because now there's light because he couldn't figure it out before. He's like, what the fuck?
Fucking Turbo Man.
I'm Turbo Man now. And then
Turbo Man.
So then the whole thing is like he's gonna be on the float and that there's a Turbo Man that he's gonna give to a kid in the crowd, right? So of course,
he looks
convenient much.
He's been looking for his wife and kids for this whole time, and as soon as give this Turbo Man to a kid, he goes, Jimmy.
Well, hold on. Okay, he's looking around, and then he looks and he goes, Jimmy! he just like fucking screams.
Turbo Man knows my name.
He's like, yo. Jamie's like, how does he know my name? And the wife is there. It's like, you don't notice the only Austrian guy in your Ohio town. Who else?
This whole part of his
You
face
wouldn't
is
recognize
exposed.
your own father's accent?
He's 300 fucking pounds of pure muscle and is Austrian.
He has a yellow.
Who else would it be?
He's literally jacked in a leather suit. He has a helmet on, but it's literally the only thing cover him is a yellow visor that literally covers half his face. So the rest of it,
It's transparent.
It's clear.
It's transparent.
This whole part of his face is exposed. You can't see that's your dad. And he's 275 pounds of pure muscle, and he speaks with Australian accent. And he's holy fuck.
Oh my god! So he yells Jamie.
Stupid.
And then Jamie walks. Jamie walks up. And he gives him the toy, right?
You called Jimmy. This little auto-tune Turbo Man fucking Austrian voice. Because he has a little microphone, so it's like auto-tune kind of.
Yeah. And okay, so while this is happening, he's on the float. And
you see on the rooftop a couple cops on patrol.
And then
they're on sniper duty in case someone tries to assassinate these people in a fucking little parade in the random ass town.
And then swoosh, they get taken out of frame really quick. And then you find out it's fucking Sinbad. He's coming. He's beating up cops. And then
not only is he a postman,
he's a terrorist, a fucking assassin.
He's a murderer. He's a mass murderer.
He killed those cops. I have no reason to believe he did not.
He didn't know the strength of that bomb.
Or he not, because you can't hit somebody with a knockout.
He's a mass assaulter.
He had to have beaten them to death.
They didn't die.
They had to have. So what he does is he gets in there somehow. Like, how does he know this is what it is? He turns into the fucking
Salazar or the fuck
the villain. So now he's dressed up as the villain. So then, what happens?
He just green and black with a giant brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think on his head.
Which is pretty ironic because he's an idiot.
Yeah. So they're having a little back and forth banter and shit like that, and he's like, "Give me that fucking toy, boy!" And Turbo Man's like, "Nah, it's his.
Fuck off. Let me get that doll, boy." Oh, stupid ass.
It's like, I'm gonna take that shit whether you like it or not. Hold on.
He's been sipping the whiskey all day,
the show that you see in the very first scene of the movie, he's got an attachable hand!
Yes.
And he's standing up on the thing, like, it's literally the exact scene, but in a city instead of a cliff.
He throws his fist, and it leaves his fucking wrist. Detaches. His fist leaves his wrist, detaches, held by a chain, punches Arnie in the face, comes back, and then boom, he moves his hand like it fucking works again.
What kind of technology is that? Your
it's a
literal
costume for
hand
a parade.
Flew off!
It's a costume for a parade.
It's a costume. You built a fucking elevator shaft underground tunnels. You built a fucking jetpack and a hand that can detach and slide
severs your hand, flies it, punches him in the face, and reattaches, and you're like,
mother of fuck. Mother of God.
Dude, so this parade is insane. Why has Arnie not been there before?
See, I don't know. So then Sinbad turns into a fucking complete psycho, because then Jamie puts the toy in his backpack and starts just running away. He's climbing up buildings. He's fucking going on wires. He's backflipping off shit.
I don't know where this kid learned this shit from. Then,
Sinbad's trying to kill this child.
The child ends up climbing like a 20-story building.
Like tiny, like, those old buildings that had, like, in, like, New York back in the day, had, like, those giant light fucking... It's like fucking a metal cage.
Probably
had like
10-story.
Had like had lights on it. And it had like words written across it. You know what I'm saying? Like those big signs, like those neon signs, kind of on like roofs.
Yeah. So he started. It's down Broadway.
Yeah, like Broadway, like shit on the roofs, like on the corner. Like Jamie starts climbing this. Fucking Sinbad goes after him.
And climbing a fucking steel tree.
Yeah, they go all the way to the fucking. Jamie gets to the tip. Like he can't go any further. This man goes after him and it fucking it starts like breaking or some shit. It starts like breaking off and like falling.
And while this is all happening, Arnie's getting his ass kicked by like 5 midgets.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like the whole, it's like this is the choreography people. They're in there trying to fight Turbo Man because they think it's a whole thing.
Oh,
but apparently they're really fighting.
They're really whooping his ass
because they're holding him back and shit.
Yeah, like,
he doesn't know the move, so everywhere he's moving is the wrong move, so he's getting beat up.
He's getting his ass whooped.
And Booster gets his ass kicked off the fucking float.
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck you, Booster! Nobody likes
Booster.
you."
No one likes Booster.
They fucking kick him off the float.
He's a piece of shit.
So Sinbad's trying to murder a child,
and Arnie beats the shit out of 5 midgets, and then they're like, Booster goes like down and out shit, but he's like, "Hey, use your jetpack." So apparently, this suit is completely fucking functional. Like he's a real life Iron Man shit. And he pops out the little controls from both of his wrists, looks up, and then hits the button. Boom! He takes off. And this is like from fucking The Rocketeer.
Yeah.
He's literally flying around and shit.
Graphics are great.
Yeah, he's like,
graphics are A1.
Yeah. Spectacular.
Yeah.
And flying around and shit, and he has no what the hell he's doing.
Can't control it.
He literally flies head first, going, 40, 50 miles an hour?
It has to be.
Into a building, straight up. Hold on, before I even get the time check. So what time do you think this is all happening
It
at?
has to be 7.
It's got to be 7 o'clock at night.
At least. And we're being conservative, I say.
And we're in the time frame right now, so this bitch gets dark at 6.
6:50 right now. We're recording this, and it's already like almost. It's pretty dark out right now.
Yeah. It's like and it looks like it's 11. It's crisp. The air is fucking crisp. It doesn't look like it's fucking turning down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he goes heads first straight into this fucking building. Doesn't flinch, literally just hits it like a plank.
Oh, yeah.
And then just goes straight upwards.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit. And finally he gets a hang of it and is like flying around. And then cut back to Anakin Skywalker and evil
fucking
Sinbad
hanging off the building.
with their weight on this steel tree. It's literally like a really fucking... It's flat, you know?
Yeah.
It's a frame. And the cables holding it up finally give way due to the weight. So this thing is literally falling down, and falls just parallel to the building. So it's kind of like a plank.
Yeah.
And they fall and boom, they're hanging on the fucking steel pipes and shit. And this Sinbad is still going after this fucking doll.
This
He's
dude
trying to
doesn't
kill
give a
this kid.
fuck.
He's hanging about 15 stories in the air.
Bro, he must because it got progressively worse. He's like, yo, after that bomb, I'm doing anything.
All or nothing.
He's in.
All enough.
I'm gonna get the kid my turban doll. I don't care.
Life.
He blew up 6 cops. He knocked out another cop on sniper duty.
Choked a woman out.
Fought
and
multiple people. Maced people.
Maced the dude and assaulted about
Drinking
10
on the
more
job.
other
Then he assaulted a police officer.
Yeah.
Killed them. You already said that?
Yeah.
Killed police officers?
Yeah.
Knocked the dude out. Stole his costume. Now he's fighting a fucking kid.
Yeah, now he's chasing a child.
Now he's about to fucking literally like typical movie scene where like he's hanging on like about to like pluck his fingers one by one until he fucking slips and falls off.
Yeah.
This kid's about to die. And then like it's literally like the exact same scene as the beginning scene when he's watching Turbo Man on TV. It's literally the guy hanging him like off the roof and everything. He's like, Turbo Man. What does he say?
I don't know.
Say
It's
something.
turbo time.
No, remember like in the beginning he says it. Like he's like,
Oh, yeah, then I
just say something like whatever.
Talk, Turbo Man.
Yeah,
Talk, Turbo
he
Man.
says
Yeah,
that. He
yeah,
goes, talk, Turbo Man, and he drops Jamie. Like, this kid's about to die.
He's literally trying to
He literally
kill
let
him.
go of him, and that was his intention. It's like, you're gonna die.
Add attempted murder onto that.
Yes.
Onto
Child.
So, Turbo
This
Man,
dude's getting fucking
a.k.a. Arnie.
Racking up charges.
3
AKA
life
Arnie.
sentences.
Yeah,
Jesus, for
Turbo
fuck's
Man, a.k.a. Arnie, sees this, and it's like kind of like a flashback to the fucking TV show or movie or whatever the fuck it was. And then he's like, fuck, jetpack mode, fucking hauls ass. Same exact scene
Finally gets a
as
hang
the
of
kid.
Yeah.
Fucking shoots off just like the fucking TV show. Catches fucking Jamie.
Midair. Boom.
Midair,
10 feet off
catches
the
him.
ground.
Saves
snatches
him.
Classic.
Lands.
No, they're flying
They fly,
around.
oh, he
and
flies
shit.
up. He flies up
Yeah.
pretty high.
So at this point, you would still think with, being in this dude's arms, you look at
Someone's
his
like
face
this
and be like,
holding it. I know.
huh, that looks like my fucking dad.
Yeah.
You okay, Jamie?
Yeah.
Dad, like,
So
how
he
you settle, man?
he lands perfectly. He literally just kind of hovers down.
He learns it very quick.
Boom.
Very
Yeah, it's a
quick.
quick
Went
one.
from can't control it to flying and landing perfectly fine.
And Sinbad falls onto, conveniently, a bunch of prop boxes.
Yeah.
So he lands, he gives the Jamie back to the mother and gives the toy back. He's like, thank you for saving me, and yada, yada, yada. And he's like, how'd you know my name? Or, no, he didn't ask that.
Nothing. And then
He was like, oh, I wish my dad was here to see this. He's like, that's the thing, Jamie. And he takes his fucking helmet off. He's like, I am. He's like, oh my god, my daddy is Turbo Man.
So stupid.
And then the cops finally arrest Sinbad, and he's freaking out, and Sinbad is like pissed off still. And
Okay, but 1 second. And then is this okay? Well, first I'll get this out of the way. So yeah.
as soon as he takes his helmet off, Ted sees it, and he's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
I ain't
But
got
then
the pipe
Now
for
is the
that.
time where he backs off.
So then okay, yeah. So the Sinbad's he's getting carried away, and then Jamie's like, he ends up
He
deciding
runs over,
to give
yeah, he
his
runs over
Turbo
and hands
Man
him.
doll to this guy, to Sinbad. But this man's going to prison for life.
Multiple
His
life
child is
sentences.
never going to see this toy. Why are you giving it to this kid?
No, his child could probably see the toy if you
gonna
give
be
it to
evidence.
a child visit. You know,
Maybe.
He'd be like, hey,
maybe.
can you please
Where
just
are they going
give
to hold it? Yeah, hold it for me.
Yeah, they'll be like,
hold
fucking
it,
blew up
hold it for my processing in a couple months.
Get the toy.
Imagine if they picked up Bin Laden and they were like, "Oh, he's like, I got a toy. Can you hold it for my son?" This guy blew up police officers.
Yeah.
Killed
hold it for like at least a year and a half till I get arraigned and tried and fucking sentenced to 27 life sentences to fucking prison, and then give it to my kid. Like, why would you just hold it and be like, "Yo, can you send it to my kid?"
So then Arnie looks at his son. And he's like, "Jamie's like, that's all you wanted was that toy."
He did this.
Why
at
would
this
you
point,
do that?
Yeah, like what? It's like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then he's like, after this whole day of multiple mass attempted murders and all this shit.
Hold on, did we say the cop looked at him?
The cop's right there, yeah.
And he's like, he just doesn't give a shit anymore.
He's like, what? And he apologizes. Like, hey,
you're a great dad.
You're an actor playing a role? Oh, that's okay. Because basically what he thought was just an actor playing Turbo Man.
Yeah. Going the whole day trying to find a Turbo Man.
Yeah, it's like, what?
You did all that because you're Turbo Man?
And you're trying to get a doll for your kid?
Get it.
What? You were only hanging out with a fucking terrorist that blew up a bomb in my hands?
In my face?
Oh, what? You only backed up into my car? You only fucking drove on the road? Like, because, like...
You did all this shit. We're in a illegal Santa Claus operation. Like, did all this crazy shit. And then, now it's like, you're doing it for your kid. Fuck it. I'm just
Turbo Man.
I'll arrest this guy instead.
But then here we get some quote unquote resolution. So then Arnold's like, "Jamie, what? That's all you wanted was that toy. What are you doing giving it away?" He's like, "Why would I care about having that Turbo Man doll when I have the real thing?" Haha. And then
you think he's keeping that costume?
That's it.
You think those people?
Keep that shit.
You think those people are letting you?
Prototype.
Hell no.
You think they're letting you keep a jetpack?
That's not how it works.
They're like, wait.
But
he probably took the helmet off and they're like, "That's not the fucking replacement."
Yeah, like, where's
standing
the guy?
right here?
Yeah, like, what?
He shows up. He's like, "Hey, I'm the replacement. Is that it? What's going on?"
Where's the production guy for the fucking
Who
show?
hired these people?
Like, what the fuck?
Didn't you hire a guy who's like, "All right, he's coming in at 7 to
Why
put on the
is there
costume"?
a dead guy in the lobby? Why he's the guy?
Has
that's
anybody
supposed to be
checked on the
there?
guys on the roof?
Yeah.
Where's the real fucking
What?
Zoltan or whatever the fuck his name is? Like, where the fuck is he? Like, nobody cares. Everyone's like, "Oh,
Nobody give a shit.
yeah, all right, cool.
Nobody give a fuck.
Parade over. Everybody leave. Cool.
Yeah.
See you later."
So then the moral of the story is
no.
What?
It cuts to Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas night.
Oh yeah.
Cuts to Christmas night, and then the wife is like all lovey-dovey on him and shit like that. She was like, Howard, it's really sexy how much effort you went through to get Jamie his toy. He's like, yeah, you like that? She's like, yeah, I was just curious. He's like, curious about what? What did you get me?
Shit, you did all that, so
you didn't get her shit.
And then
how? You waited till Christmas Eve to go get any of your family anything.
My God.
Like, I procrastinated. I bought a bunch of shit before Christmas, but I went and finished it up Christmas Eve. But still, you didn't buy one fucking thing.
Damn, man.
You're a piece of shit. Ted's gonna fuck your wife New Year's Eve. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
So, movie's over.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's a piece of shit father.
He's a terrible fucking actor.
Don't learn anything.
My God.
Don't learn anything from this.
I wish we had a Jingle All the Way of just Sinbad version.
Oh my God, I want to see
it.
it.
From Sinbad's point of view.
I want to see it from him.
Sick.
I want to see a movie from
dope.
Ted's and from Sinbad.
Oh my God, like both of them. They're both like, yo, let's fuck his wife the whole time. Like they're both trying to get it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go around and give our ratings.
4 or 5, 4.5, 5.
4.5.
God.
Yeah.
Damn, yo. I mean, as bad as the movie was, the nostalgia kind of dropped it up or picked it up. I was like a 7.5.
I'm gonna give that bitch an 8. That's a classic, of course.
But every time I go low, I'm like, whatever. I go low, and you guys are like, oh, 9.5.
That's Jingle All the fucking Way.
I'm not like thinking about that. I'm thinking about it as movie,
entertainment-wise,
as the movie, as what we're talking.
Because the movie was shit,
but entertainment.
Yeah, of course, I love the movie from as a kid.
Okay, let me ask you this.
But even now,
so add them together, average it out.
My rating includes my bias.
Averaging.
Well, rate it as entertainment, not like
shit movie is like a 4.5, 5.
Were you entertained?
I loved it as a child, yeah.
But my rating includes my bias because this movie had so much impact on me when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was all subjective. Yeah, 6.5. That's an 8 because it's a fucking classic.
Yeah, that was a 7.5. I loved it.
Yeah, I gotta watch the movie all the time. Dead be dead.
Yeah, I don't know about all the time.
Ted's piping your wife, and his wife did murder him in real life.
Oh, nice.
Phil Hartman.
Yeah,
his wife murdered him.
Rest in peace, Phil Hartman.
Damn.
Yeah, you trying to fuck other people's wife, your wife fucked you over and murdered you. That's what happens.
All right, so on that note, all right, we're about to get the fuck out of here.
From Christmas to death.
Yeah, so all right, let us know what the deal is if we talk shit,
hate you guys.
whatever, all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Leave
if you
us
want to listen to
comments,
the movie,
pussies, on what you want to fucking
if we didn't
hear about. Man.
Yeah, if we didn't talk shit,
review.
yeah, bitch, you guys can't
you
find
want
listen
new
to
shit. You want old shit.
Yeah.
Alright, shut the fuck up.
All that
Yeah,
shit. So, you know it's good. Yo, you can't fight. No one here can except for me.
It's a good joke.
Alright. Alright. Signing off. You guys are faggots.
Yeah, it's soft.
And I can't read.